she's not supposed to be there.
So
We didn't
what did she agree to do?
pay 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 half the rent or pay the bills or get a job. And this is January. It's almost May.
Okay. Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hands down. All right, so I understand that y'all were not able to come to an agreement. Is that correct?
You
We
said we
were.
were not?
Were you or were you not?
We were.
You were able to come to an agreement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what is that agreement?
I'll let him explain it, Malloy.
Well, we came to the agreement that it would be 7 days.
So
I'm Go ahead.
no, I cut you off. Go ahead. Sorry.
So basically, I'm not the landlord. I'm just the tenant. I stay. I'm the only one on the lease, and she came to stay as a. For me, it was a guest. I thought.
Okay, I don't want to hear the background story right now. If y'all have an agreement, okay. Miss Futch, did you agree that you will move out in 7 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and did you sign an agreement with the mediators?
She said that she had to like confirm whether we could go through with that or not because there was no landlord involved.
We didn't speak that with her yet. She went to. I guess
We
she
did.
talked to you
We did
about the
speak to
case.
the mediator.
You talked to her, but she needed to come back and give you an update.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I do have some concerns about this case because
See, this dude done messed up. I guess he was dating her or something. Whatever it is, it says that it's his ex. And apparently he let his ex stay with him for a few days. And basically now she's living there rent free. And he's trying to get his place back, right? He let her stay there for a few days. And she done brought her stuff in there. And I guess she knows the laws. So now you have to legally evict her in a court in order to get her out of there. And she's been basically mooching off you and taking advantage. And this can happen in a context of, it can be your own family sometimes. Listen, you better be very careful when you let people come stay with you, and especially if you let them bring some of their belongings, because the laws will then make it to where you have to civilly evict them. And it'll be your place, it'll be in your name, and you're just let them stay with you. And then when you try to call the police and get them kicked out, now they actually have rights. And it just becomes a mess. And he's fortunate that it looks like she agreed and they were actually able to come to an agreement. And he doesn't have to continue to take this to trial and evict her through regular means, because that could be very time consuming. And that would just be the longer he has to be up in there with her, and the longer he wouldn't be getting paid. And what could happen? Disputes of the domestic sort. And eventually, something could happen between them two, and he can end up going to jail. She could end up going to jail. It could just become a horrible entanglement. So I'm glad he's able to seemingly get some resolution to the situation. We're going to see. But let's get back into it, y'all. Before we do, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
I don't think that Mr. Reese, based on what he just testified to under oath, is actually the landlord. I don't think there's a landlord-tenant relationship here.
No.
It is a relationship.
Not a landlord-tenant
Stop
relationship.
talking.
All right. Y'all don't talk to each other. Talk to me. Okay. So I understand what you're doing, Mr. Reese, but I'm not sure that the law allows it. Because if you're not technically the owner of the property or have some contractual agreement, then, I'm not sure that you can proceed with a dispossessory warrant, dispossessory case in this situation. Give me 1 second. I want to look something up really quickly. So I just wanted to kind of review the law really quickly, just to make sure that I understood that, in your situation because it's a little bit unusual. So, Mr. Reese, when y'all moved into this place, what was your agreement with Miss Futch?
They didn't move in together.
First of all, I just want to say that I moved in to the apartment by myself. Like I gathered all my things from my last apartment, and I literally moved the washer, dryer, everything into the apartment, sofas, bed by myself on January 2nd. She came as a guest
Right.
January 6th, and it was a verbal agreement where we had a conversation that she was going to do certain things, and we didn't it never happened.
So
We didn't.
what did she agree to do?
Okay.
Well, hold on, Mr. Reese. Don't go into the intimate details of the agreement that you might have had. This might have been a more sinister agreement than what the judge is ready for, right? I don't think it was a monetary agreement. It might have been a look. He might have wanted certain conveniences handled, right? What you expect to happen when you finish watching a cinema, right? The agreement might have been a happy ending. So I don't think, I'm curious, what's the agreement?
Just pay 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 half the rent or pay the bills or get a job.
Look,
And this was January, it's almost May.
Okay. So which of those things? Because you said do this or do this or do this. So what
right.
was the understanding, or what was your intent for her?
It was all of them combined.
So she was meant to pay the rent, pay the bills, and get a job.
Basically, it was a verbal agreement, and we had differences, and it's just not working out. So
Okay.
Lord.
When you sign, so are you the only person that signed the lease?
yes,
Okay.
What was this dude thinking?
Okay. And did you already move out of this place?
I'm actually ordered. I'm on a special like bonds order where it's no contact. So I've been like staying in
See?
different hotels, like, and it's
Hold on, Miss Fudge. I'm going to give you a chance. Is there a protective order that removed you from the property?
not a protective order. It's a special bonds order from the judge.
In a criminal case?
I
A
told you.
criminal case, yes.
Okay.
Didn't I tell you a domestic dispute was going to happen? And it done already happened.
Was that criminal case here in DeKalb County?
Yes, DeKalb County, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you're trying to get rid of her so that you can move it back into the apartment.
Yes, I've been staying, basically I had spent at least one night in my
That's
car.
crazy.
I've been staying with friends, family, So I want to move back to my apartment. I have a ledger, stay in. I've paid my rent for January, February, March, and April. I haven't been there since
Does the landlord know? Does the landlord know she's there?
Wow.
They by the contract that I signed, the lease agreement I signed, she's not supposed to be there.
But you let her in.
But I let her come stay as a guest.
Okay. So did you give
No.
her, you filed this for a holding over. So what kind of notice to vacate did you give her?
Well, I've had conversations. Everything was verbal. And
Okay.
the first time, I called the police in January to have her removed, and we had a disagreement, and they told her that she had to go. But you know, the
Okay,
second,
that's
third,
all hearsay, because you don't have that police officer here. So I'm not really I don't want to hear what happened in that instance. My question to you was, what kind of notice to vacate did you give her? Or demand for possession?
everything was verbal. So
Okay, so the law requires that notice to vacate be given in writing, and the law is very specific about it. And so I'm not going to go ahead and grant your dispossessory warrant today. I'm not going to enter an order for possession because I don't think that I'm not entirely sure that you have a landlord-tenant possession relationship, but even if you do, you didn't follow the law in terms of giving a valid demand for possession.
Yeah, okay. The law is cut and dry when it comes to how you need to inform somebody of how, to start the process for evicting them. Why isn't just the law plain like that for just evictions in general? This dude's name is on the lease, her name is not. I get giving somebody notice possibly, but it shouldn't be this hard to get somebody out of a place and their name isn't even on the lease. They're not even in the contract. She could be doing all type of damage to that property while he's not even there and he's still paying for it, and then he would be responsible for that damage. Why is that not cut and dry? If they have to separate, why wasn't the law cut and dry that she should have to leave since her name isn't on the lease? The law gets real specific when it comes to, you know, the tenant. I notice a lot of times, like basically their rights, but it doesn't make sense. If we're gonna make it so specific, let's just make it clear cut across the board. But then it starts to get ambiguous in these other areas. And now this brother is living in his car, still paying on his apartment while she's living there single and alone like it's hers. For all he knows, she could be having other dudes coming through his house. That would be crazy. But I bet you it would happen. Because she looks toxic. You can tell from a mile away that she's toxic.
So let me just review the section of the law real quick. It shall be posted in a sealed envelope conspicuously on the door of the property and delivered via any additional method or methods agreed upon in the rental agreement. So verbal is
first,
not
I just want to
sufficient.
say, I want to say that she was served paperwork
She was
on.
served by the court with a dispossessory warrant, but we're talking about a step that comes before that is required under the law. It's OCGA 44-7-50, subsection D. You have to make a valid demand for possession in writing and following the rule before you can file an eviction case, file the warrant. So I'm not talking about proper service. It does look like she was personally served by the marshal with the dispossessory warrant. What I'm talking about is the step that comes before that, which is the demand for possession. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and deny your case today following a hearing on the merits. So I recommend that you consult with an attorney about what your options are.
Last thing. Well, I'm representing myself, so I am my attorney. So I'm asking if I have a like a no contact bond, and how would I get this paper to her, or just written
That's what you need to
document?
talk to an attorney about. I think that's a very good question. It's a very good question, and perhaps speak with your criminal defense attorney or your PD if you have one, or consult with an attorney. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can certainly reach out to either DeKalb Pro Bono or Atlanta Legal Aid. Both of them provide free legal advice to low-income people. You do have rights to appeal. If you disagree with my decision, we would call that a petition for review, and that would need to be filed within 7 days from the date of my order. I will write up my order today, but I'm not sure if you'll get it today. So you have 7 days to file a petition for review in either the state or superior court, if you so choose.
So in a nutshell, Mushmouth over here is cooked. He's effectively cooked. I mean, I don't even know how. this situation is insane. And it's like every day he still can't even really be in his own space to be able to address it. He's got to be trying to do this stuff at other people's house in his car. He doesn't have all his belongings on hand. He can't get near her, i.e., even go near his house because there's this order in place. You notice how, I mean, he's in the gridlock for real. Like, it's impossible. He, I don't know what he's gonna do. She's talking about he's got to serve her some paper. He can't even come close to her. He is cooked. This dude is flambéed, and he still has to pay and maintain his rent before they put in an eviction notice on him. Imagine this: he thought he was coming here to evict her. He still has to pay for his apartment. If he tries to stop to just not pay, then he could get an eviction. Look how complex this whole situation is. All based off a decision. Because we have to remember, where this really started was just one decision. One self-inflicted wound, one impulsive decision. He let this toxic chick come stay with him for whatever reason. And apparently it's his ex. So that should have already been the red flag. He let her come stay with him. And now look at all this that done came down as a result. And look at the position that he's in. How are you supposed to even build like this? How are you supposed to improve your life when you got to deal with situations like this that you ultimately put yourself in? It's his fault, but this is going to set him back for a long time.
Last thing, though, Judge, we had already came to a decision, and she said that she would leave in 7 days. Is that not, if we already settled out of court, is that not?
Did you sign an agreement?
We just had a
Wow.
like in the break room.
If you don't,
Wow.
I wasn't party to that, and no consent agreement has been submitted to me. So
The mediator didn't speak with you.
no, I wouldn't have. Is it Miss Elsmeyer or Miss Davis?
Yeah, it was a mediator between.
I know which
both of us.
mediator, sir.
Miss.
It was the younger lady who joined us late. I need to look at her name. It was.
I understand. So, Mr. Reese, she did come out and said, I spoke with these folks, but I'm not sure if there's a landlord-tenant relationship. So that she did not present that there was an agreement.
Is she not available anymore? Like she's not on the Zoom call?
I don't know,
Maybe
but
not.
Miss
You're not
Futch, do you
understanding.
want to enter an agreement at this point?
I really need time, so
Oh, wow.
no, I don't.
Wow.
I would not have, even if she had presented an agreement to me that was signed by both parties, if the defendant tells me when I ask them if they no longer agree, I will not sign the agreement. Okay, so if Ms. Futch is telling me she does not want to sign the agreement, then we
She
just have
said she just said she just needed time. How much can we come up with a time period, like a month or 30 days or something like that right now, Judge?
Sir, she just said that she does not want to enter into an agreement. So this case is now concluded. I've entered my ruling. You will receive a written copy of my order. I strongly recommend that you consult with an attorney about what your options are at this point. Okay. Ms. Futch, if you're not paying rent to be there, this may be coming along again in a different form or fashion. So, that's for you to consult with your own attorney about. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Any other questions before I conclude this case and y'all are excused?
I got like one more question.
You already knew he had a question. I could have told her that. She should have just said, go ahead with your question, Mr. Reese. I know you got another one.
Following these proceedings, or this right here, you say that I need to come up with a written document.
Gosh,
and hand it to her.
No, sir. I said you need to follow the law. I cannot give you legal advice about what you need to do or not do. So you need to look at the law or consult with an attorney about what your options are. I can't give you legal advice.
Okay.
I'll tell you the statute. The statute is 44 7-50. It has the rules in it.
I'm just trying to see what your ruling is for today. You said that.
I'm denying your request for an order for possession.
Okay.
I got another question.
And our agreement that we had before this is.
No agreement was presented to me.
She said she needed time.
Sir, I've already addressed that question. As I said before, she told me that she did not
she
want
need
to enter
time, all
into an
right.
agreement. That's what I heard. If y'all want to work something else out outside of court, you're certainly free to do that. But at this time, I've made my ruling.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. And you do have the right to file a petition for review if you disagree with my ruling today. Okay? I wish y'all both the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Have a nice
All
day.
right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You
have
too.
a great day, Judge.
Thank you. You too. All right.
Look at his face. This needs to be studied, right? We're gonna study this. See, you done made a decision, and you done made a dumb decision, and now you got to be in court with the "I just ate it" face. That's the "I just ate it" face in court, right? So, a lot we can take away from this. Listen, and here's what I want to address too, because look at how quick they switch and flip and switch up just off of opportunity. She's an opportunist. At the beginning of the court case, she acknowledged that she agreed to the agreement of 7 days. She said that, and she was like, "I'll let him tell you. Yeah, we agreed." Once she found out really the power that she had, and that she could just continue staying there and not pay no rent and have him paying for everything, just off the opportunity, she took it. She took it at his expense, even though they did have an agreement. Because here's the thing. We can really cut all this court stuff out of here. Like, if you and I have an agreement that you're going to leave in 7 days, you could just simply leave in 7 days. If you move all your stuff out of there, then technically she did move out. And then he would be legally fine. And as long as he doesn't let her back in, he wouldn't have any other issues, as long as he didn't move her stuff out of there. Right? So she could just leave in 7 days, practically and literally. But once she realized that, oh, well, the judge isn't going to force me to do it, even though I did say I would. So now I won't. And now he got to sit there with the "I just ate his" face. With a million questions, he still unanswered. Man, listen, he did it to himself. He did it to himself. I don't know what's up with this dude. He's got some screws missing. It's sad when I see this. I don't know if he's getting nervous because he's in court or whatever, because I think a lot of guys get in court and, the women be comfortable in court, and the dudes they're just waiting just to hear how they're going to get railroaded, right? But yeah, I mean, his decision making is horrible. And then to add, the cherry on top, it sounds like this dude done had some type of domestic altercation where he was seen as the one that had to go to jail. So who knows what he did, and who knows what she did to get him to do it, whatever, right? Because she looks like she gives just as good as she gets, and she can't control herself because her facial expressions, she could not stop making facial expressions in court, which was never addressed. But she's showing that she lacks self-control. And so he doesn't seem like somebody that's hard to trick or manipulate. He seems very easy to manipulate, and kind of just a simple guy, right? So it seems like she was able to do something to get him to get out of pocket even further, and basically just make his circumstance so much more worse. And now he's pretty much in an impossible situation. And basically, what it really seems like his only option is moving forward it really just seems like his only option is to just continue paying on the lease until it expires and then just not renewing. That seems like really his only option right now. So I hope he was more so towards the end of his lease as opposed to the beginning of his lease. And, he can just possibly stay with somebody. Hope maybe they don't charge him any rent and he just pay on that rent. I think it's funny. It's like, it's like he's paying alimony or something, like he's paying for another house, and it's just his ex. This was a crazy case. It was a lot crazier than what I was expecting. Y'all, we'll leave it there. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button, then it shows the points. And since I am a smaller content creator, we get more points per hype. And it was designed for smaller content creators and smaller channels. So your hypes actually go further when you support smaller channels. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.